This is a brief recording of Excel Level 1, Chapter 3, Project 3 to show you some of these formatting features. It might be good for you to review at some point if you would like to. I've already saved the file with the correct file name here, and now I'm going to widen the columns. So if you go through your instructions beginning on page 75, you can see in steps 3A, B, C, and D that you need to widen those columns. I'm going to show you one of them, or I might show you two of them, how I widen them. You can do this several different ways. You can point between the column headings and then scoot it out to the number that is told you in your textbook, which at this point is 17. And there it is right there. Sometimes that seems to take a little too long, and personally I like to go through and use this formatting feature here for the column width, and then you can do that exact amount that your textbook instructs you to do and not have to try to accommodate it for those little bitty numbers here. Okay, so I'm going to pause a minute and I'll be back. Alright, I've changed my column widths, and now I'm going to insert a row here at the top. You've got several different ways you can do that. The way that I like for this particular feature is, if you can see, I've got my heavy black arrow there in the row 1 number, and I'm going to right click and click on insert. That puts a row above the row that I'm currently working in. Seems to be pretty quick right there. Then we're going to do some formatting, and the formatting that we're going to do has to do with fill colors and merge and center and inserting borders and also changing the font size and so forth. So for this row here, the first thing you're told to do is do the merge and center. I have inserted the fill color and I've changed the font size to 24 points, and now I'm going to add these borders. Remember, you can do that through this borders button right here, and so the one that you're told to put here is the top and thick bottom border. So there's a thin top border and a thick bottom border. Then you're going to type some words in here. After that, you're going to do pretty much the same thing to the invoices row. You've already got the word invoices there. You're going to merge and center it, fill it with some color, and so forth. And also you widen, I believe, both of these rows. Yes, you're going to change the height of both of these rows. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be back with you. Alright, and then you're told to add a bottom border under this invoices cell here. So bottom border only, where would that be? There it is, right at the top. Okay, let's move on. We have some more row widening and so forth here. This one's going to be 18. Let's see, right there. And then we're going to do some other formatting that shouldn't be a problem for you. Things like bolding and centering. Notice here on this alignment in this group that this has to do with how the information is across the cells. This is the top of the cell, the middle of the cell, and the bottom of the cell. And since they look so much alike, that's a little confusing, but it just takes a little time for you to get used to using those different buttons. We're also going to do the bottom border on this one as well. Here, that since the last option we chose was the bottom border, then that's the one that's automatically there for this time as well. On page 76, you have some more number formatting. It looks like for column E, E4 through E16, where you're going to change this to the percentage style, and then you're going to increase the decimals. Remember, this is the increased decimal and this is decreased decimal. So we want to have one extra decimal point right there. And then we're going to do some formatting for the numbers in columns A and B. and that is simply that we're going to change these to text. And that may seem a little weird, but what that does is that makes sure that it is aligned differently than a numeric amount that we're putting in, something that can be added and subtracted and so forth. So when we select these cells, A4 through B16, we're going to click on the number format button and we're going to choose text down through here. Again, that means that these are not going to look like numbers that can be added or subtracted or something like that. And then we will center these as well. Okay, and now for a formula here, we're going to have the amount due equal the amount times the tax. And I'm going to go in and put parentheses around that portion of the formula and then plus the amount. And what that does is that it adds the amount plus the tax amount. Okay, and then we're going to copy that formula down. For columns D and F, we're going to use the number dialog box launcher, and I know that's a long name for a little thing that's hardly even seems like it's there, but this is what we're talking about when we talk about that dialog box launcher. Notice that there are similar icons for those on some of the other groups that you have on the ribbon. So when I click on that you could format your cells, your numeric values of your cells, all in this one place if you wanted to, and that includes alignment, font. You could change that there. You could change the border, the fill, and we'll get to protection later on, so that's going to come up as well. Now we're going to go into the number tab here. That's the first tab. We're going to go into accounting, make sure to displays in the decimal places, option box and a $sign displays in the symbol option box there. Notice the other things that you could choose. Typically we're just going to use the $sign here, and so when we click OK, we have that formatting applied there. And we're going to do this same thing for the F column. Something you might want to investigate is clicking in a cell that the formatting is everything you want it to be. Click on the Format Painter, and then you can paint down, and then that kind of ensures that you're with the same formatting and you don't have to go through and guess exactly what you chose before. You can just copy that formatting through the Format Painter and paste it onto the numbers that you have. Okay, I believe that's all for now.